action.
Hello everybody. We are getting ready for some Arctic weather, right?
I know I'm nervous.
I'm not. I'm going to go out of the state to somewhere a little bit warmer.
That's right. With my kid.
Yes, I get
How
a
could I
fun
forget that?
weekend with a granddaughter this weekend. Anyway, welcome everybody. Glad to be here. Enjoying the sunshine out there today. And we have a fun day for you. I'm standing in front of the Sewing Bee quilt because we are going to be working on that today. So we're going to be doing part 2. Paula and I have got on the calendar the whole schedule for all 12 weeks, and I'm happy to report it is going to be every Wednesday. It's a hump day project.
It's a hump day project.
Yes, so hump day project, we will be doing the Sewing Bee quilt every Wednesday until the end of March. So I have a giveaway. This was very nice, very generously donated to us for a giveaway. So we're going to go ahead and give this away. Not really the right time of the year, but it's perfect to put away. Are you reading it?
Yep.
Yep. It's pretty cute, isn't it?
Good witch, bad witch, it's all about the shoes.
It is all about the shoes.
It's very cute.
And this is going to go to Jackie Lawrenson.
Yay, Jackie.
So Jackie, we will set that aside for you. Let's see, what else do we have going on? So Paula has gone home sick, unfortunately. So you have
Cindy.
You have Amanda that I just called Cindy. So you have Amanda and myself. So let's talk about the quilt a little bit. The sashing fabric, a lot of you have been waiting for this light blue sashing fabric, and I am happy to report it all came in yesterday, and we did get that all cut. So if we owed that to you, it is in the process of being distributed out or shipped out to you, so you should be receiving that very, very soon. We are also in the process of making our final kits, so everybody should, by the end of the week, have been contacted about the kits.
Awesome.
So that you can all get caught up. And I think with that, we will go ahead and go on over to the machine. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
I'm going to follow you. We're following the leader, literally. That's...
Oh, you already have one over here. Okay, so by now, you should have got everything pre-cut. So all of the fat quarters get cut up into all of these pieces. When we went through all of the cutting directions, we recommended that you put them into little baggies and then put the size of the block in there, and then when you go into your baggies, you will have your different fabric cuts. And what we did, we have just kind of separated these out into like fabrics. So what we are going to start our stitching today. So I just went through and I pulled some of each of the fabrics. I don't have all of them laid out here today. But we do have some of all the pieces, bits and pieces cut up. I do have a little bit of my white here, just really what we need for today's project, but I do want to talk a little bit about the yellow. If you remember from part 1, we talked about how the yellow is in the panel, but there wasn't a yellow fat quarter in the line. So Jill's recommendation was that you add a yellow, a small piece of yellow fabric. It was 1/8 of a yard was her recommendation. And what we're going to do is we are just going to randomly add some yellow as and when we feel the right need is coming along. Okay?
Cool.
So the yellow I did cut into the same measurements that I have for my others, which was the 3.5-inch squares. And then I have the 2-inch squares. And then my rectangles were 2 by 3.5. So I have just a little bit of yellow.
Okay.
So let's see where we are on the directions. If you look at your pattern on page 3, this is basic quilting information. This is just showing you how you will add your corner triangles, which we're going to do this all together, how you can make your flying geese, how you can make your 4 patches, and how you can make your square in a square, or if you have to do a diagonal seam. So this page isn't necessarily the instructions that we're using for today, but this is just giving you some basic quilting instructions so that you know how to do the piecing when we get to the piecing segment.
Okay.
So the actual piecing that we are going to work on today, we're on page 4, and we are starting the construction. The construction, the first thing we're going to do for week 2 is to make our star A blocks. There's lots of different stars. They're not all the same star. And we need to make 9 of these. And these are scrappy and random. You can, if you feel more comfortable, and we're going to talk about picking fabrics and how to coordinate the fabrics, but it's really up to you how coordinated you make those blocks or how scrappy you make those blocks. You can make some using all green, and then your next quilt, your next block could be pink, yellow, and black. So you can use 3 different colors. You can use 3 of the same color. It really is entirely up to you. When we look at the pattern front, I know that this picture isn't the greatest, but we can see some here that are all green. We can see some here that are all red. We can see some here that are green and yellow, pink and green. So we can just randomly pick. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do. So for star A block, we are going to need 1 3.5-inch square. This is going to be the center of our block. 1 3.5-inch square. Doesn't matter which one. Which one should we pick?
Yellow.
We're going to go straight for yellow.
Straight for yellow.
I don't want to do yellow.
Okay.
I want to do green.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a 3.5-inch block. We need a set of 4, and they have to be the same. That's why they say a set. A set of 4 matching 2-inch squares. Not matching to this fabric. We need 4
That are the same.
that are the same. So we could do 4 yellows. We could do 4 pinks. We could do 4 of the light green. We could do 4 of this green floral.
I say the light green or the yellow.
Okay, we're going to do the light green. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what I need is a set. If it's a set, you need 8 of the same. Okay, you don't need 8, but you need however many it tells you. So
Okay.
the next one is 8 matching 2-inch squares. So now which one? How about this pink?
Yeah.
Yeah? So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I need 4 white 3.5 by 2-inch rectangles. And then I also need 4 2-inch squares.
All right.
So to make this one block, we need a center, we need corners, we need the fabrics for our flying geese, which is the set of 8, and then we need our 2 background fabrics.
Perfect.
That is 1 star. I'm going to set those aside. I need to make 9 of these.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm going to pick a blue center.
All right.
And I think I would like this red
Yes.
around the outside. So I need 4 of those. And I think this one I'm going to give it a pop of yellow.
Yeah.
I think the yellow would look really pretty here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you think to that block?
I like it.
I like it too. And then I will need to pull my whites. I don't have all the whites over here because we're only stitching 1 block today. But then I would pull my next set of whites, and that's going to be A block number 2. And you're going to keep doing that until you make 9 random blocks. So you don't make
So no
9
one's going to have the same?
I know.
That is so cool.
Isn't that cool? And you can just pick and choose.
That's really cool.
Okay, now the yellow is just very randomly put into the quilt, just a little bit. So I would recommend out of your A blocks that you probably only pick the yellow 1 time. And then when we get to the B blocks, you'll pick yellow 1 time there, because we don't want it saturated in yellow. Okay, so I would recommend that you only put the yellow, that's my own personal feeling, but that you only maybe put the yellow into...
To kind of break it up a little bit.
To break it up, yes. Yeah. Yellow is just to tie the center of the quilt out to the blocks. It's not, we don't have a whole lot of yellow in the quilt.
Okay.
Okay, you want to get nice and cozy? Which block should we sew today? Do we want to sew this one? Or do we want to sew this one?
Your left hand.
My left hand. Okay, this is the one we're sewing. We're going to put yellow in it. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Now, the first thing it tells you is to make a square in a square unit. Remember, we need to go back to that 1 page to know how to make a square in a square unit. So here's my square in a square unit, and it tells me, whoops, I never plugged my iron in. Okay, iron's plugged in. So the square in a square unit is the 3.5 inch center, and then the set of 4. And we're going to put this on opposite corners. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do this one.
And then you're going to sew from here to here.
You got it. You don't need me.
And there to there.
You're right.
Yes.
And we're going to put our laser beam on. If you don't have a laser beam, then you would want to mark the diagonal line.
Christine Tonelli says Amanda really wants some yellow in a block.
So I'm stitching across both of these diagonals, and I'm using my laser. Now you can take this to the cutting table if you would rather. I'm just going to add 1/4 inch, trim off my excess, and then I'm going to press this open.
That's cute. Renee, yes, I have the sniffles. I'm sorry.
We are going to now take our other 2 red 2-inch squares, and we're going to put those 2 on the other 2 corners that we haven't stitched on.
And you're going to sew from here to here.
No.
I know.
We are going to sew. There you go. And we're going to use our laser beam so we don't have to mark anything.
Barb says, Kate, you are such an amazing instructor. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Which Bob is that? We have a
Barb
couple.
Abby.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a quarter and trim those two off. And then we're going to press this one open.
I like the choices.
You like those?
Yeah. Thank you, Val.
Oh, well, listen. Okay,
Okay. Next, I'm going to go back to my instructions. And now it tells me I need to make 4 flying geese units using my 3.5 by 2 inch rectangles as the base piece and my set of 8 matching 2 inch squares as the corner triangles. And again, we're going to go back to our basic instructions and follow the directions to make the flying geese unit. Because we are going to be making a lot of stars, she does not tell us how to do each component on each star. So we do need to look at the basic instructions and then go to the blocks and follow along with those. So to make our basic flying geese, we are going to take right side facing with my white background. I'm going to take my yellow 2 inch square and I'm going to place it right sides down. And then I am going to stitch from this corner down to this corner.
So Nancy Hamilton asked if you can show how you set up the laser.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to turn it off. So I am on the chorus machine. And on the chorus we have the laser beam icon right here. If you're on a Solaris, it is up towards the top of the screen up in here. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to press this button and it automatically defaults to center needle position. And then when I place my fabric under here, I'm looking to see, can they see that okay, Amanda?
Yep.
I'm looking to see that my laser is intersecting right at that 90-degree corner of my yellow fabric. And we're going to stitch from the other corner. Can you see it's slightly off there?
Mm-hmm.
So now I know exactly what angle this needs to sit at so that it will come right to the corner.
Make sure everything's good and bring it out to you. And it didn't have a lot of stitches like really, but
Make sure you've got it right sides together. I've got the first one on there. I'm going to add my 1/4 of an inch.
All you can see, if you go to the settings, you can see how many stitches it's
And then I'm going to press this
When we
open.
service them, we reset that count. So, and you can only see that count by going into a text screen.
Next, I'm going to take another yellow unit and I'm going to attach it to the other side of my rectangle. And now I'm going to stitch from this corner all the way down to this corner. So we're actually using 2 of our squares to each rectangle. That's why we need 4 rectangles, but we need 8 squares.
Are you still at Lily Court? Yes. Okay.
I'm going to cut off this and I'm going to press that, and now I have a flying geese unit. And I need to repeat that 3 more times. So you can assemble sew these, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to stitch all one side first.
On my calendar, so I can do whatever time works, I can
We do have a couple of manager specials. Do you want to go over those, Amanda?
Sure.
whenever you're around, I can make work. I have nothing planned tomorrow.
So, the first manager special that we have today is a sewing Kimberbell bench buddies.
So this is January through April. So again, it is sewing. It is not the embroidery version.
I highly doubt
And it is $5.
$5?
And these are nice to buy because you get all of the applique patterns in them.
Oh yeah. And you can use them for so many other things too.
You can actually use, if you've got IQ, you can scan them in and do all sorts of fun things with them.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested in this, type the word buddies.
Well, we got another buddy. So type in the word.
Type in the word bench buddy.
No, we got another bench buddy.
Type in the word snowman for that guy.
Okay, so I've got all three of these done on one side. So now we're going to go ahead and press these all open.
All right. All right, so this is going to Elaine Bender.
I said, anything that goes wrong now is up to you. Yes.
The only thing I need is just the expiration of your driver's license.
Okay, so I have the three corners on those. Now I'm going to take my remaining yellow pieces and I am going to stitch them onto the other side, and then I will complete my flying geese units.
Awesome. And while she's doing that, I'll show you today's fabric bundle.
I think Paula, oh no, it's right here. I was going to blame Paula for something and it wasn't her fault. It was my fault.
All right, so today we have a fabric bundle that I think is just too adorable. So this is called the Peekaboo Bunny Half Yard Bundle. You'll get a cute little print with little polka dots that are orange, pinks, and yeah, they're the same color as the bunny, so you get some blues. Oh, it's so cute. So an Easter bunny, and then a coordinating blue, and a dot only to match the bunnies, a nice green, and a pretty pink. And again, this is the Peekaboo Bunny Half Yard Bundle, and it is $29.99.
I'll be in touch here in a few minutes.
Yes, no. Well, I would press the top and then press it again.
Okay, so I'm trimming
You
off
want to have it squared up.
the corners on these pieces, and now I'm going to go ahead and press them all.
Yeah. Okay, alrighty. Bye. All right, so this is for the listing. Yeah, let me give you, I can give you a receipt. Oh, yeah, I put the list.
So now you should have a total of 4 of those units.
I stapled my listing. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Now we are going to turn back the page, and we are going to sew a flying geese unit to 2 sides of our square in a square. So we want it this way, opposite sides, and this way.
Okay.
The challenge is that this point and this point match. So we're going to place right sides together. If you want to pin, you can definitely pin. I'm a pinch person. I like to pinch it and pull it open and see. And if it looks good, then I'm just going to go for it.
Go for it, girl.
Okay. whilst I stitch both of these units on there, do you want to show them that one?
Yes. So, let me come up with a word first. Okay, got a word. This is the next manager special. It is again a Kimberbell Bench Buddies. The words will not be bench or buddies. The word will be watermelon. You have to say the word watermelon. This is the May through August sewing version. And watermelon's my favorite. But these are so cute. And the little August pillow. This is also $5. This one says just hanging with my buds. All right, this is going to Val Bridges.
And also I didn't mention, but at this point when we're sewing our blocks together, we're no longer sewing diagonal lines. We do need to make sure that we're using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And then I'm going to pull this open and I'm going to take a look at my points to make sure that I'm happy with those. And if I'm happy with them, I'm going to go ahead and press those open.
Hi, Jackie. Yes, she is working on the Sewing Bee. I'm going to take you guys over there just to get a good look at the entire quilt real quick. So this is going to be a hump day project. You can expect it on Wednesdays. So she is making 1 block today. And if you missed the cutting instructions, they were a week from today. A week ago from today. A week from today. A week ago. Yep, sure.
Okay, so now I have those two on. Now what I'm going to do is to position these two pieces. But before I do that, I do need to add on my white corner squares. So I'm making sure that these are right side up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this cornerstone and we're going to stitch it to this side. We're going to take this cornerstone and stitch it to this side, and then we will have a side unit that we can attach.
All right. Hi, Ernie.
So I've got one cornerstone on. I'm going to get my other cornerstone and go to the other end. So we also do have a kit that will be available for our next Baby Lock Club.
So cute.
So our next Baby Lock Club, we are going to be doing a little bit of trapunto quilting using the IQ designer to create the design. And we're going to learn how to use the mini piping foot and to create the design all in IQ. And that's going to be January's Baby Lock Club. And we do have kits available, and the kits are going to be $10.99.
So cute. So pretty. I like the colors too.
Do you?
It's very Kate-ish.
I don't want to be predictable.
You like purples.
I was actually just looking for something really light and delicate, something muted.
Yeah.
So I am pressing these seam allowances opposite to how I pressed my first 2 seams. So these 2 seams are pressed out. So these 2 seams are going to be pressed in.
Okay. Melody Sanderson is wanting to know, do we need to have a mini piping foot?
You really do. The larger piping foot, your piping will move around underneath the foot for you because there's too much of a cutout underneath there for the mini piping. And the mini piping, I think, really is what kind of gives it that elegant look, as opposed to the big piping. Okay, and I am going to pin this because this one is not matching up quite as nicely as I would like it to.
So she's gonna make it do it.
So I have put a pin in the center.
I don't know if the mini piping foot is in the foot bag, do you?
I don't think it is, because it's actually a newer foot. It only came out probably about a year or 2 ago. So I'm happy with how that one came out. We're going to put this last side on. And like I said, I just kind of put it in there and I do the pinch test to make sure I'm going to like it. And then I'm making sure that my 2 seams here line up. And I'm stitching using a 1/4 inch seam.
Renee, it isn't, but we can get it up there.
And then before you press, you're going to want to open it up and make sure that you're happy with your point matches. Okay? And then once you're happy with that, we're going to go ahead and press this.
I like it. Hi, Nancy.
Okay, this should measure 6.5 inches. If it's not quite even all the way around, just go ahead and trim it, but don't make it smaller than 6.5. But if you need to do a little bit of cutting just to make the edges even, this is star block A, and you are going to make a total of 9, all in different color waves. All in different color waves. Then I would get another baggie. You're going to be tired of all of your baggies. I would get another baggie, and I would go ahead and mark this block A, star block A.
Okay.
And you will need 9 of these.
Okay.
But before I let you go, I got one more manager special. I was digging deep today. We have a Kimberbell Pumpkins and Potions embellishment kit, except the lights are not in here. We got a package in that didn't have any lights, so this is the embellishment kit minus the lights. But a lot of people actually didn't use the lights. They used crystals, or they just did the stitching, so a lot of people did that anyway. This is regularly $29.99, and we're selling it at $15.
What's the magical word?
Potions.
So the first person to say potions, $15.
$15. Normally $29.99. We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Any other announcements we need to go over?
I don't believe so. Does anybody have any questions for me on the Sewing Bee quilt? Hopefully by the end of the weekend we will have absolutely everybody caught up. I know last week we did tell you that Riley Blake had told us they were going to be shipping that light blue fabric on the 25th, but it actually came in early. It came in yesterday. Came in on Monday, and we cut it yesterday. So it was nice that we were able to kind of get a little bit ahead on all of those.
Perfect.
Do we have anybody that's interested in that? You got it? Okay. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. We are going to do Mystery tomorrow.
Ooh.
So we will be finishing up Mystery 55 tomorrow.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a wonderful day. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.